bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, all right. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They're acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested.
What's going on in here? Why y'all boys so quiet? What they do, speak?
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, mic check. 1, 2, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, man. We're gonna get started, man. If I gotta fix something, we'll just go from there. Uh, 1 2 1 2. Hey, Rich, you in here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can hear you now. He just dropped his swan song. His Wave the White Flag swan song. Yep. Like an angry teenager who know he lost.
That's a bad assessment because I don't see it that way. Well, was it good?
Nah, I mean, it was good. It was good. I mean, I think it was more along the lines of who he is as an artist, what he's used to be putting out. Um, the one before, I don't think was. I think he was trying to match cadence and tempo with Kendrick Lamar, and it really didn't sound like him. I think this song was more in his element.
Okay, then.
But that's my opinion. That's what these rap battles is about. It's all about your opinion. It's not about, you know, we can point out the obvious, but at the end of the day, everybody got their own opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think you're the only
Yeah.
one felt like that.
Huh?
I don't think you're the only one felt like that.
Bro said he didn't agree with that. Yeah, I didn't agree with it. But everybody got their own opinion. Well, why don't you agree though? Well, I don't agree. I mean, I just think I, I think it's just good music. I think everybody playing to what they is. And I think Drake doing what Drake do, Kendrick doing what Kendrick do. And it's not even about who's even better, it's just who you like more. You know what I'm saying? For most people, for me, I'm just listening to both of the artists and I'm liking what they putting out. But it is kind of messy though at this point. You know, I hope most of the stuff, if the stuff that you saying is true, then okay, I can. But if it's just fabricated things, then it's just like, what are we doing? It's really more messy if it is true. If it's just fabricated, then it's just a sport. But if it's true, then that's really the messy shit.
Y'all care if it's true or not?
No. No,
At this
I don't
point,
know
no.
these niggas. I don't give a damn if it's true or not. I just want to hear it. It ain't my business.
Y'all tell me if I sound a little crazy. Just trying to get the sound right. But nah, I just think it's good for hip hop, bro. I got a guy that's really into it, produced a lot of people, man, and he loving it because it's kind of like it's kind of like shows a level of hip hop where it's like, all right, mumble rappers, even kind of like Rick Ross couldn't get into this because this is kind of like
Right.
genius going on. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like a higher level of rap and lyricists. You got to go get
This is
Andre
for the
3000 or
lyricists, right?
somebody. Say it again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is for the lyricists. A
Right.
dude like Nas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's showing that it's still a place for it. Also, that's the cool thing because rap has turned into a vibe thing, like a mumble rap vibe.
Right.
Like everybody is like Luther Campbell now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is about a party, is about a dance. But this right here is a display of like a real rap duo, like what rap was built on, like two turntables and the mic. You feel me?
How you think the younger generation is taking to what they're hearing now?
I
Do
think
they look at it and be like, "Ooh, this is something new"?
I think the younger generation, y'all gotta understand the rappers, right, drive the culture. So they're watching Drake and Kendrick Lamar lyrically go at it, right? So guess what? They may change the shift of hip hop and what people think is cool because the kids follow what they
Yeah,
do. Now I don't think it can completely change it because they don't control the industry, but whatever Drake does, they're gonna respect it. Crisscross wore their pants backwards, dog, and we did it. Think about how stupid
That's
that shit
true.
sound now. But they made us
And that's why
pants backwards, dog.
as long as they keep it in the booth,
Right.
maybe these dumb ass niggas stop killing each other. They feel like, okay, let me get on my pen shit and try to out rap these niggas.
Right, and they see it's
That's
not right,
cool.
right. Because me and Hayes did a whole show Friday on the battle rappers, and it was amazing. It was actually sad to see how Tupac dropped "Hit 'Em Up." That's why I F you fat mother. And I felt in that moment, oh, he done went too far. Somebody might die. And he dropped it in 1996, and September of 1996, he died. 1997, Biggie died. And when I heard Tupac start that song off like that, that's when it sounded like, oh man, he done ran off the damn road. Like this is a lot more than just rap now. That's why I F your bitch, you fat mother. And it just
but the
sounded
thing
like
is,
something else.
Yeah, but calling somebody a
yeah,
pedophile is the same line, in the same vein. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, that's the worst thing to call somebody.
Nah, I think saying you F somebody wife and you didn't, it's pretty bad because you got a picture hugging her. That's pretty bad, dog.
But he did though. That's the fucked up part.
Well, nah, I heard he. Well, I wasn't there. I've heard he didn't. You know what I'm saying? I know some people that was around it saying Suge just was like, "Hey man, you got the picture, go with it."
Well, shit, the perception is a motherfucker. You got everybody else believing it. So
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was just like, man, we're gonna get messy, get messy. But yeah, I hope this doesn't. I don't think Drake and Kendrick this won't turn to that. Even though the Kendrick from LA and they start talking about Bloods and all that crap, but I don't think this will get to that. So listen, man, this is another Discord live for the
nah.
people that just in here. We got 500 people in here. And hold up, is that my Discord? We got 500.
Hey yo, I had a
What up?
my fault, Street.
We got 500 people in here, man, and it's just our Discord, man. What we do behind the scenes. This is how we roll behind the scenes, and sometimes we let it out to let y'all see how we have these conversations. Somebody, you had a question, man. Somebody just had a question.
Oh no, it's Lex. I was thinking, man, before they got messy, right, with the last two records, I almost felt like Kendrick was, yes, he was dissing Drake on a surface level, but he was kind of going at the industry to me. Like it felt like he was trying to attack the higher heads. Did that make sense to y'all?
I think
that ain't the first time he did it.
Yeah, I think they feel like Drake is the industry. That's what the problem is.
Right.
Yeah, I think they feel like Drake is the industry. He's the one, half black, half Jewish, both sides of it.
In a way,
A lot of
he
opportunity.
is though.
Mm-hmm. I know that's how they feel.
I mean,
It's like Operation Take Down Drake, right?
I mean,
But
some of that stuff he said, a lot of people really do feel that way. They just don't say it because he was making hit records.
a lot
I
of
think
this,
now
a
that he's
lot of
not
this.
making hit records, people can say what they really feel.
So from what I'm hearing, a lot of the beef is stemming from like why everyone is seeming to be like turning on Drake. Apparently, he signed some exclusive deal, right? That no artist thought they can get, right? Like he's apparently they thinking he's making money off of everyone. And I don't know how true that is, but I think that's what it seems. I think that's what everybody is. It's like, wait, hold up, what? And they're now all of a sudden turning on Drake. Well, that's what the sense I'm getting. But UMG and Gamma, like some new record deal. Like I think he signed for like $500 million or something like that. But in the contract, it's like there's like some like exclusive like details that no one knows. So like the reason why he's probably running around with a Sexy Red or getting on everybody's tracks, and not even like he's getting more of the pie. Him and Taylor Swift is getting more of the pie of the streaming numbers, the money. So like everybody's starting to understand that, and I think that you're seeing a resurgence of everyone getting upset about it, like the Futures and everybody else.
Makes sense.
So I'm assuming they mad that he ain't help him. He didn't include them in a piece of the pie.
Well, it's the reason. It's like cultural appropriation, right? It's just like when Justin Timberlake was dropping, and people was like, "Wait a minute, why is Justin's album getting so much play?" And it's because when you go sit in those boardrooms with those executives, it's because you look like them, even though you are singing R&B and kind of like a hip hop R&B. So it's kind of the same thing with Drake, where Drake pretends to like black girls. Drake pretends to be part of the culture, but behind closed doors, he's negotiating on some other tip.
And yeah, he's nice, right? Like I think he's one of the best artists we've ever seen. But the fact that he's a mixed person, like white and black, but the Jewish aspect kind of like helps him, and nobody wants to talk about that,
That's very
like,
true.
You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, are you getting this deal with a bonus additive because you're Jewish too? Like there's a lot of like hatred, I guess.
I mean,
But shit, I don't see nothing wrong with what the motherfucker doing. To be real with
Me
you.
neither. I don't either. I think it's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy going on.
It's not that. I understand it, because when you come into a game that you typically don't dominate, right? And you had a lot of people paved the way for you to be there. You're almost expected, like if you want to be the ambassador, you got to pave the way for other people too. And that's just because if you don't pave the way for other people, you're gonna become the op. So if you okay with being the op, then that's fine. Then you're gonna get what you get.
I mean, so Rich, you said this sounded like Drake was bowing out, right? It sounded like, I got to listen to it again. We played some of it when it first started. You said it sounded like, but y'all don't really agree with Rich. I don't know. It's kind of like a street thing. I don't know if he can bow. Like, I don't know if what J. Cole did, walked away. I don't know what that's gonna do to J. Cole going forward. You see all the crazy memes being made. But J. Cole walked away because he probably was like, man, I know what's about to happen. I know these two. This is about to get. Ain't got time for this.
Damn, they said Kendrick responded, y'all. Damn, what's
Did
going
he?
on? Yeah, that's what they're saying. I don't know. Good God, yo, this gotta end, y'all. This gotta end.
Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it.
Why? Both of them got power and respect, and you don't know where they can take it. You know what I mean? Like, if it gets too crazy, I don't know whose camp is gonna hold anybody back. You know what I mean? Like,
these niggas responding that quick. This shit is a sport. These niggas just sitting in the studio just waiting.
True, but
hopefully, you're right. But when they go to talking like that, it can go anywhere. But hopefully, they keep it in the booth. These niggas responding this quick. Niggas sitting around waiting for it. Keep it in the booth.
Nah, I don't think he responded yet. I don't see it. It ain't on this page yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's somebody said he responded.
Yeah,
Nah,
someone hit me.
Not yet. Maybe that'll be hilarious, dog.
Man, I ain't worried about nobody doing whatever they
I
do,
don't know
because
where it's at,
if
but
they
someone
do what
said,
they do, if they do what they do, it ain't like it was in the 90s. Them niggas gonna tell quick. Whoever pull the trigger gonna get told on the next day.
Right. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
they gonna film themselves on Instagram anyway.
exactly. So
Yeah.
this shit, I'm really kind of overlooking it, really.
Yeah. Snitching is kind of like the thing to do. It's kind of like a cool thing now. Just like they went from being the drug dealer and rap to the drug user. That goes to show you that the rapper can push the culture anywhere.
Right.
It went from being the drug dealers in the 90s to the drug users. And
Yeah, that's the culture period though. Rap or not. These youngsters, that's all they want to do.
right, but I think a lot of it is driven by rappers. I believe
oh
a
yeah,
lot of it is driven by the rappers. Is they could influence the youth to do whatever, and I think the industry know it. So listen, man, that's what I wanted to get into, man. But we couldn't go without talking about that, man. That's a huge thing that's going on in hip hop, and Drake just happened to drop right while we were jumping on. But dog, down at the University of Miami and cross college football, man, the landscape has changed, and kids are able to get sent around and transfer whenever we want to. And coaches are able to ask kids to leave. And we were talking about something with the villains in the villain section, and we got some good conversation out of it. And I wanted to see how y'all feel about it. Let's say if your child, because I got to use your child, because if I don't use your child, the fandom answers come out from the fans.
right.
So
No,
let's
you're
use
right.
your child. Imagine your child, right? Your child is a 5-star. He could choose any school in the country, and he chooses your school. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he chooses. Well, we just use Miami for example. He chooses Miami. So it's a 5-star, obviously 5-star, one of the top 32 kids in the nation, whatever, however they pick the 5 stars. So he feels he has a chance to come in and play. We've seen some 5-stars across the country that have chances to play. DJ Lagway, Jeremiah Smith, the Nebraska quarterback, whatever his name is, Dylan Raiola. Like, they feel that they're on that level, and some of them do have an opportunity to play. But what if your 5-star, right, chooses a school, looks at the roster, it's like, okay, man, we got a chance to get some burn over here. He chooses the school, and then that school proceeds to bring in other older guys that may not be better than you talent wise, but have produced, right? And now the depth chart isn't what it was when you got recruited, right? I want to ask y'all, man, if that was your child, like, how would you feel? Anybody want to take a stab at that?
I feel like it's preparing them for the next level. I mean, it's college football is turned to the NFL. They draft guys every year to take their position off. So, I mean, just kind of accelerating these young kids having a maturing and like really have to grind it out, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it personally, but yeah, bro, right. It's like, and competition gonna bring out the best of them. If you really like that, then go out there and prove it. I ain't gonna motherfucking like it. I'm not gonna like it at all. But at this point, it's happening everywhere. So you're gonna go to another school, and it might not be the same as Miami, but they still recruiting. They in this portal like a motherfucker, and they going to get them. So
what's your
you
message
gotta go
to
out
your
there and
child?
fight.
What would you tell your child? What's your message? What's your message to your child?
Put your
I would
head
say it's
down
not
and
your turn
motherfucking
yet.
fight.
I'm gonna
Compete.
say it's not your turn yet. Work hard and keep grinding.
Keep working. People now we ain't finna do this 2 years in a row. We're not gonna be on no Ja'Cory Brown shit. We're gonna get up out of there.
Oh
But
no,
year
for sure,
1, year 2, while
for
you
sure.
still in development stages and all that work, as long as I see they ain't shitting on you, just work. And when it's your time, if you who you say you is, you gonna give them that field eventually.
Exactly. Like a freshman, I mean, if you're talented, man, and you're a freshman, like, yeah, you could play, but that's not expected for freshmen to play.
So anybody else want to take a stab at it? Anybody else feel different?
You like it?
I think oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. Then
no, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Rich.
Go ahead, Rich. Rich, because you had a take on this, right?
Who you talking to me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rich.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got something I gotta get done real quick.
All right.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was gonna say I saw what you're saying. I saw that with the DN group, and I was like, okay, it actually kind of makes sense. I think if you know your talent and you know your ability, I think sometimes you kind of gotta be careful trying to thrust yourself into a college game too soon. Like I would like to get a little bit of burn, like kind of like midway through, but there's something about going through a strength and development program. There's something about learning the playbook, like just really, especially just coming out of the era where we just came out of the COVID thing, where you had kids that were 25 and 26 and 27. It's, to me, if it was my son, I'd be like, we understand what the depth chart is and stuff like that, but like just get your body together. Almost, I know we don't want to teach red shirt, but I think it's something that we really need to get a little bit more better at, like taking the 4 games and then just chilling. If it was my son, I'd be like, go ahead and take a red shirt, get your body together, get in that playbook, and like find you a veteran that could mentor you, and then be ready for your sophomore and junior season. And just trust your talent. The portal's open for you if it gets to a situation like kind of like we had to Nigel Lee Kelly had to leave, which I kind of miss. I'm gonna miss his production, but to me, it's like if you good and they don't play you, then we can transfer. But other than that, just stick with your school, stick with your guns. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like control what you can control type of situation.
Yeah, I just think you don't have to be too anxious to go out there, because sometimes if you that's how you kind of like instantly become a bust. Because you already got that pressure of trying to perform, and you already got the hype coming in. Just like ease your way into it.
Right. Okay. So your child is a 5-star, right? And you've been watching this going in college football. It's now 2027, 2028, right? Is there ever a point where parents start saying, nah, we're not shooting for the stars when we in this recruitment? You know what I'm saying? I may live in Kansas. Nah, we're just gonna go play for Kansas. Your son's a 5-star, one of the top players in the nation, right? And he's just like, nah, we're just gonna go play for Kansas because it's about opportunity. You go play for Kansas, you excel for a year or two, and now you're the guy going into Georgia, starting over somebody's freshman. Do y'all think think it ever get there?
That's what it should be. That's most importantly. Get on the field. Wherever you got to go, get on the field, get some production, get some tape. Then you got the leverage. So anywhere where you can get on the field, that's where you need to be at. If you got to take a step down, you do that. Cam Newton did it. Then came to Auburn, won the fucking championship, then became the first draft pick. So go anywhere where you can get on the goddamn field and you can be developed. Once you get that, it's then you the ball rolling now. Now you got it in your hands. You can negotiate.
I like the transfer portal. I'm gonna say this. I like the transfer portal, and I like what it will actually do for the young men if they use it how they supposed to. Because in my opinion, if you come in, just say you Ruben Bain, for instance, I'm gonna use Bain, and you come in and you show right out the gate that you that guy, and they can bring in, I don't care how many fucking defensive linemen each year in the year out from the portal or from recruiting or whatever, and you steal that dude, when it comes to draft day in the league, you going top. You going top. You going first round. You see what I'm saying? You going first round. So I think it shows that, hey, if you really that dude and you really put that work in, ain't nobody can stop you. A coach, a player, a team, nobody can stop you. So I think that's what really, in my opinion, I think that really should bring the dog out of dudes. Because I wouldn't have bet you $1 million. Bane ain't sitting there worried about what the next person that's coming in. He probably welcoming them. He probably welcoming them these dudes.
It's gonna bring the dog out of him, or it's gonna bring the bitch out of him. One of them.
I think a lot of times, Streeter, you asked the question, if you were a 5-star, do you sit back and kind of just wait and see what happens and go to like a Kansas? Honestly, I think overall, parents and some of the players, they do a bad job of like being self-aware of exactly where their skill set is and how they can play into a program and being able to play. Like, just because you're being offered by Miami doesn't necessarily mean that I think that you can come in and play right away and be successful at a school like Miami. What happens, I think, a lot of times is kids and parents, they just lack self-awareness of where they actually fit in. Again, just because a school offers you a scholarship don't mean you're going to go there and have success. And kids, like ideally you get offered a big time scholarship. And when I say big time, like, Power 5 school, Power 4 school, you think you're going to go there and you're going to have success and be an All-American. But like, nah, you may not. Like, there's levels to it. Everybody that's offered a scholarship is different levels. And so where I think sometimes if like the parents or the people that are involved, if they had a little bit more self-awareness, like, you know what, like, let's not go to Auburn, but let's go to Jacksonville State first. If you have a 7, especially now, you may be able to go there and excel as a freshman right away and say, okay, so now I played as a freshman. I've been in the classroom. I've been in the weight program. And now I got some stats at a legitimate college program. And now I may be able to step up and go to an Auburn versus you go to Miami and you coming in and they saying you ain't going to play for 3 years. Well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't go to Miami. Maybe you should go where you can play and get that experience. And after 2 years, you got a resume, and then you can go back to Auburn. You can go to Miami. You can go to a bigger school and say, now I actually got something. Now I can go in and say, oh, I got these stats, instead of saying, like, I'm gonna take the example of Moss. You go in and they say, okay, well, you may not see the field for 3 years. Well, man, you wasting your time. Like, why would you go there then? Like, maybe it's the situation now with the transfer portal and NIL. You say, you know what? Let me go to Arizona State first and go there and maybe get on the field first, and then see, wow, can I level up and go to USC? Can I level up and go to UCLA? Can I level up and go to Miami, instead of like you coming in and saying, yeah, you're gonna sit for 3 years? Like, who got time for that now?
Well, I think what's gonna happen is something the street put out a couple of years back, actually. Getting props on this. He was saying basically that the rating system need to be looked at again. And I guarantee you, NIL, transfer portal will cause all that shit to have to be looked at again. Because like you just brought up Moss. Moss was a 4-star, high 4-star coming out. But how you gonna rate this man a 4-star with this man 210 pounds, 6'5", 6'6" at the end? That don't match up, bro. You're gonna have to meet all these measurables before you get rated a certain way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think all that shit gonna change real quick. Like a dude like Bane coming in, okay, he might be a little bit on the shorter side, but he got speed, he got get off, he's strong. He got a lower half, a trunk on it. 9 times out of 10, that's gonna translate. But a Moss on the flip side, like I said, both of them were 4-star. But you're gonna see that shit translate. They're gonna have to change that rating system soon. Because it shit ain't gonna match up.
I think that kind of just my take on it real quick is that I think the we forget sometimes that we're thinking of them as schools, but they're businesses in a way also. And I think what we see in this transfer kind of market do is taking on a kind of corporate structure recruiting model. And and where it's transactional in nature, where coaches are like CEOs or HR specialists now that are coming in and trying to bring in the best talent right now to align with company goals. Company goal for a program is winning. So I want to go out and I got to go out next year and get the best people that's going to help me win this year, even if that means which great, with companies that leads a lot of times to greater attrition. So we're not talking about a retention model now. We're talking about, hey, we're playing for right now, today, and we'll deal with tomorrow, when we get there. But we're playing for today, and the way coaches are, kind of being pressed to win now, that's just kind of where it's going. And I think when we talk about I think it's two different things. I think when we talk about a guy like Cyrus Moss sitting out of Miami, I think it's a different model than it is Alabama and kind of what Nick Saban was running. If I'm a 5-star sitting sitting in Alabama, I realistically I know 1 year production in that system is probably gonna get me a look, and so I might sit there. But if I'm sitting at Miami where we haven't been turning out a lot, then at a certain position, then I might not. I might want to go somewhere where I can, get more playing time, because it's gonna take more tape for me at a certain place than it is at another place, So I think it's the model of the program too that you got to look at.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. You're right. It is at a place like Alabama or even Georgia. If you're sitting is different than at somewhere like Miami or somewhere like Mississippi State or another program.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
No, that was a good take. I just think that I think what college football will be 7 years, 8 years from now, I think they're all going to do it different. Remember we looked at the transfer portal like, oh, you go to the transfer portal when you want to plug and play. And I think from the beginning, man, well, at least I was saying that, well, there's a pool of 3,600 kids there that have already played college football. I don't think this is going to be a place where you go to plug and play. Like, I think everything is in the portal. Your sophomores, your juniors, I think everything is there. I think what has to happen is either the money is going to go, either the money and what they're paying these kids is going to go up, or the money have to level off, and every kid in the portal isn't going to get paid. Either way, it's going to go either way. And then I think that's when you will see more schools actually using the portal. Because what the portal tells you is that at least that guy has gotten to college football, went through a spring, made it on the team, and maybe sat on the bench, played a few games, but at least he can make it through that. And it's a pool of those guys sitting there, bro. And right now, I think they all think they deserve money. But I think it's going to get to a point where they all realize they can't get money. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you think we ever get to a point, and this might sound stupid, so I'm gonna acknowledge this right now. You ever think you think we'll get to a point where school players in schools each, instead of using the portal, can outright ask for trades?
Say it again. If you ever get to a point where
that would be wild.
Like where a player can say, "I don't want to be here. Can you trade me to another school?" Instead of using the portal, like these are the schools that I want to play for. Can you reach out to these coaches and ask if they will trade a player for a player?
I don't think that's not a stupid question at all. Like it may never get to that, but like it wouldn't surprise me if it eventually got to that.
Okay. So what my smart people?
I don't think coaches would want to do that.
But if a player's unhappy and doesn't want to be there,
yeah,
wouldn't you appease?
I get
instead
you, but I just don't think coaches would want to do that. Because
I know they would want.
That'd be more work for them.
Losing the player to a portal, like what's the alternative? Like you lose a kid for nothing. I won't say for nothing.
You would have to have salary caps set up.
That's a hard sell.
Which we're getting to, right? Aren't we getting to like the revenue sharing?
It's not that far. It's not that far fetched. It is a reach a little bit, but like they're going to eventually. Well, I shouldn't say they're going to. It wouldn't surprise me if they eventually got to a salary cap situation. There's already an unofficial salary cap,
right?
But if they come out with this NCAA saying that they're gonna pay players like it, I mean, it's not surprising.
Okay, so why are you saying they have to be a salary cap? Because in my mind, this is what I think he's saying, which possibly could happen. Let's say Coach Mario is cool with. Can't be Florida State. Give me a goddamn coach name.
Yeah, another conference.
Let's say if Mario is cool.
The guy at Penn State.
Red Lash.
Let's say if Mario's cool with Red Lash.
Out of conference.
Damn, that's not the same level though. We're not trading with Red Lashley yet. And,
the guy at Penn State.
Oregon.
Let's say Mario is cool with Oregon's coach, right? I think this is what you're saying. And he called Oregon coach and he said, "Hey man, listen, I got a DB, 2 interceptions, 30 tackles. He don't want to be here. You got anything you think we could use? We looking for a wide receiver, defense. Is that what you're saying? Like that under the table?
Yeah, like straight up. Like, listen,
we got a defensive end that don't really want to be here, bro. But I think what the problem is that in the pros, they got to pack their shit and go. In college, the kid gonna be like, man, I don't want to go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? They have the right to not say it. So under the table, I see what you're saying, that they can get there instead of the kid just jumping up one morning and leaving and catching everybody off guard.
Exactly. And thinking about it, like what if that kid is making a mistake and nobody wants him and he's stuck in a portal now?
Well, that's his choice though. Like that's that's just. I think a kid who, if you're thinking about going into the portal, like, that's why these kids got to be smarter about going into that portal. Like I said,
do they stay there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My fault.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, how long do their names stay in the portal? Do they like stay in the portal forever, or like does it just come out?
Some of them motherfuckers been in there for 2-3 years now.
Yeah, they stay like they ability up in college. I mean, until they're out of college, I think they stay there. It's like a cemetery for most of the kids, bro.
They're not losing their scholarship, are they? Like they still get to go to school, right?
No,
they are
losing. You're back at the crib working at the YMCA, hoping you get a call.
The scholarship is only a 1-year deal.
Yeah, it's like you're going on draft. That's what I'm saying.
I think they can go back to their school though, right? And go to school.
Nope. You cannot. That's you can only. Mark Rick did something like that in Georgia, and he did it at Miami. Like if you went pro, or you like some of the kids, like what's it, like a Dallas Crawford or something like that, could come back and finish because his tenure was with Miami the whole time, and he's got it in the program. Somehow he wrote it up where it's like if you ever get lost out there, like Miami will still pay for your school and let you graduate and get your degree. But once you're in that portal, bro, it's over.
So I could technically transfer my freshman year and be in the portal for 3 years and say I could get picked up by another school and then play as long as my eligibility is not up, basically.
Right.
I mean, you better have some neighborhood film today.
Yes.
Hey, Sean, I thought Mark Ritt did that for. I thought Mark Ritt did that for the guys that went to the draft and didn't get drafted. They can come back to school.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like the kids who
Gotcha.
go there, or even if you get drafted, like Tracy Howard. I don't know if he finished or not, but like if he ever wanted to come back, oh boy, did that. Jarvis James did it. He finished, he got his master's, and now he's like he owns like a couple of gyms, and he's not broke. Like he ain't broke. Like I remember I met Jarvis when he was in Indianapolis. He went back, finished, got his master's, and like he's doing well for himself. He ain't broke. He ain't struggling. He's making money.
I think your academic scholarship. I think you still is going to be honored. You know what I'm saying? I think you can always stay in school. So like just like Brian Baylor, like you can put your name in the portal and you can pull it back out. You know what I'm saying? And they'll still honor you academically. But yeah, I think once you try to move on football wise, then that's a different story.
Yeah, Brian came back, and I'm surprised he's still on the team. Like whenever we talk about safeties, I'm like, his name is nowhere to be mentioned. But Brian is technically still on the roster, which is so weird.
Hey, get his degree. That's what I mean. He's gonna get that degree.
Yeah,
You understand? Get that degree. They're gonna honor that academic.
Man, the portal is really nothing nice. When you start talking about 3,000 guys just in the portal, like you better know where you going. You better have something solid in place because man, you talk about getting lost in the shuffle. My goodness.
But I think everybody can play. It's what you said when you first started talking, right? You got to really like be better at evaluating yourself and your situation. Because I guarantee you, every kid in the portal, unless he's coming from some low division and jumping in the portal, every kid that went to these D1 schools can play somewhere. I just guarantee you, the schools that are calling, they don't want to go to. Yeah. So if you're coming from Alabama, James Madison, I'm gonna say James Madison. Give me something lower than James Madison is probably calling. Or some NAIA school, you don't want to go there, so you're gonna sit in the portal instead. So
it's really unfortunate because, like, you know, like most of us here are probably of age where, like, you know, first generation going to college or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, man, it's about using your ability to get an education for free if you can. And unfortunately, what's getting lost in the shuffle is like getting the education so you can better your situation to get a better job. And damn if you go into Auburn or damn if you go into Alabama State, like get your degree. And if you can get it paid for so you don't have student loans, like that should be the most important thing. And these kids are just jumping in the portal and trying to get out trying to get NIL or whatever the case may be. And they're losing.
You should do both. I think you should do both.
Absolutely.
I think
but so many kids are not getting their education when they probably could if they just say, you know what, like, I know Alabama offered. Well, I know, let's say not Alabama, but I know, Georgia Tech offered me, but you know what, I probably just need to go to Georgia State because I'm probably gonna play more if I go to Georgia State. And I'm just using that as an example.
I'll go back to the original question that Street posed. You know, I was looking at Ohio State's too deep on their wide receiver. Right now, as it stands, Jeremiah Smith is second team. As it stands, that don't mean that. I know it's all cap right now, but it don't mean that check ain't clearing. Brandon Ennis, I know, I'm sure he got a little bag. That don't mean that check ain't clearing. And it's like, so here in the next year, I'm almost certain Brandon's gonna have a decision he got to make. That check been clearing, and so he's got his reps, and so now he's got to make a choice, both academically, the football career, and NIL. Hopefully he's got the right people around him. Where he sat for 2 years, but he don't want to, change to the slot which is, again, he don't have the right people around him. And then you also got to think about his NIL and his education. And it's like, what do you do? So I'm sure schools are going to be calling, like a Georgia Tech. Miami may call.
He not in the 2 deep.
He's in the 2 deep, but he ain't gonna get no burn.
Now he actually hurt you in the walking hoop.
Now, what I want to know, in Street, maybe I've asked this in the past, but how is coaches, especially Mario, getting kids? I like the word you use, asking kids to leave, and they're actually leaving. Like me, if I was a player, I'll look at my coach like, "Excuse me, what? No, I'm staying right here."
You crazy as hell. He telling you
it's only a 1 year scholar. It's only a 1 year contract. Every scholarship is on. You gotta. It's only for 1 year.
Oh, it's not 4 years anymore. I was under the assumption it was 4 years.
It's never been that.
Oh,
it's never been that. It's a misconception that you think you're getting a 4 year ride. You gotta. It's every year.
See, I didn't know that. Okay, that's for everyone.
Oh man, I heard coaches. Wow. I heard coaches been threatening kids to put them like on medically retired. I heard it get ugly.
Wow.
Like I heard it get ugly. I mean, that Deion Sanders story with that kid. That's just the tip of the iceberg, man. I heard. Yeah, they told some kids, man.
So, what you got to do for it to get that bad?
Now, can they? That's the question that I would want to know. Can he still go to school?
I mean,
if you medically retired, can you still go to school?
Probably need the money. I mean, y'all got to understand. I think every kid that leaves is money that's being freed up. It's not like it's an endless pool of money.
Yeah, I'm saying, but can he still go to school? Is he still? Is the school gonna still take care of his academic? That's the question I would want to know. Like if my kid, because you have to deal with that reality. If you in the 2-3 deep, at some point you got to look in that mirror and understand, hey, it's either gonna happen for you or it's not. And it's like, do they still pay for the school? Because if they still paying for the school, then you finish out the school, and hopefully you networking like an Ahmad Richards,
right?
And you flip that into a career. That's the thing.
Oh wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so when a college football player enters the transfer portal, his current college is not required to honor his scholarship beyond the current team term. Scholarships are typically granted on a year-to-year basis.
Damn,
transfer portal does not guarantee that the scholarship will continue if the athlete chooses to transfer to another school. Essentially, the player current college has the option to withdraw the scholarships offer. Remember Clemson did that to Bowman?
Wow.
As soon as he jumped in the portal, they took his scholarship, basically told him he can't come. Remember that happened? For future terms, once the player decides to enter the portal and explore options of the institutions, essentially the player's current college has the option to withdraw the scholarship offer for future terms once the player decides to enter the portal and explore other options. So there you go.
Wow. I didn't know. Man, I just learned something new today. I thought it was a 4-year scholarship.
It's always been like forever. It's been like that. And here's the thing though, like coaches have been forever. They've been running kids off always.
Oh, so this is nothing new.
It ain't nothing new. Ain't nobody ever just like that's one of the dark sides about college athletics, and they they want to make it seem like you got this 4-year right now. It's renewed every freaking summer, every year, and it's always been like that.
We got
coaches like.
Go ahead, my bad.
I was just gonna say like. Sometimes we always think like the coaches, like they good people. Like they ain't good people. They're not. Like they got a job. They're trying to keep their job.
We got Florida fans in the comment section, dog. And the audacity they got to show up in here, dog. Listen, man, the Reaper is headed to Gainesville. Y'all see this shit, dog. The Reaper is headed to Gainesville, bro. Y'all got a few months. Y'all on the motherfucking clock. Y'all better get y'all quarterback situation right. Just, out there. Just throw him out there. Just throw him out there like we did Marvin Jacory. It's payback time, motherfuckers. Just throw him out there and just blame, hey, we had our freshman quarterback out there. Y'all I'm surprised y'all even in here, boy. Y'all see what Mario doing down there, boy. The Reaper is heading to Gainesville.
Everybody want to know what we doing always. That's crazy.
I'm surprised. You know they scared now.
Yo.
You know they scared. Florida Ray. Talking about y'all still looking for a starting safety or corner, right? It's looking bad. Y'all just whipped the James Madison. Man, talk about what we did get, Florida Ray. How about that? Talk about what we did get. See, y'all coming here with this reverse psychology.
Over here, pocket watching.
Talk about what we did get. But no, man, the landscape is changing right before our eyes, and I don't think there's a perfect way to do it. But I do know this, that these coaches have jobs to protect, and when that seat start getting hot, they're gonna try to win now. Pertaining to Miami, like we don't know if any of those guys they brought in is better than any of the guys that's here, but like one of y'all said, it is competition. It is like the next level. It's kind of like life ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? In the pros, these guys are going to be flying around, and you just got to compete or try to be the best version of you, and get on the field. And it's starting to look like that in college. Like you can't project the roster, you can't project who's in front of you. With money, some of you they're a lot more. Now the kids are more comfortable now. The college kids aren't starving and working hard anymore like they kind of were before. Well, Miami kids were never starving. Miami kids always had a little money, but now they got a lot of money. Got all types of shit running around there. You know what I'm saying? So that's gotten better. But now the roster and you getting a chance to play, you have to be that much better. You have to be doing what's right. You can't be going out partying. You can't be chasing. You can't be doing all of that stuff. It's almost like you got to keep your nose clean.
Street, I got a question. Based off of what you know now, and some of the athletes that you talk to and the relationships you have, which schools do you think are handling this new era of transfer portal NIL the best? And not so much like, from a win-loss analysis of like, who's winning and who's not winning, but like just the overall management of keeping the current roster in place, getting new talent. Which schools do you think are handling the best?
I think it's the school that's treating the kids the best and make the kids not want to leave. And for some reason, it seems like Clemson kids don't leave. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it seems like Clemson, like they don't lose a lot of kids. I think Ohio State treats kids well. But I think everybody's trying to figure it out. I don't know if anybody has it all figured out. I think some schools, when it started, was ahead of other schools, right? So if you were already ahead of other schools and you've been winning for the last 10 years, you've already had great depth. The next 2 years of kids in high school wants to come to your school. So you're just ahead of everybody. That makes sense? So it looks like, look at Georgia. They don't use the transfer portal that much. Because they were
recruits. They don't need it.
Right. They was ahead of everybody. Alabama was ahead of everybody. And they had 5 stars sitting behind 5 stars all the way. What the fuck they using the transfer portal for? And Bama still used it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it go on Clemson.
I think around the country people looks at Miami, right? To be honest with you, look at Miami and they're like, the way Miami can navigate the transfer portal, right, has to be envied. I believe.
No, it is.
It just has to pay off in wins and losses. We got to call timeouts and win games.
I think we did a better job this year. I can't. I don't think we've done a good job the previous year. I think this year we've done better because he was just bringing in a bunch of just anything.
Nah, bro, I don't think
better in signing bigger name players. You mean this year?
Yeah, I think
I would agree. Yeah,
it when I looked at it, I had to take a step back and see what he was doing. This year, he made a lot of good choices. Like if we end up bringing that D in from Tennessee, that makes sense. The linebacker made sense. Just some of the moves we made this year made a lot of sense, and then that Michigan State thing just set it over the top. So we made a lot of, and even sending Riley back, I was like, that was good. Like I feel like he's getting a better handle on it. But the first year or two, I was like, I'm waiting on Campbell to go. I'm waiting on Gore to go.
it was almost like it didn't feel like he was 100% bought in on the transfer portal by some of the guys that were being brought in, and like we weren't getting that home run.
Yep.
Well, this year we obviously have gotten a home run hitter.
Martinez made sense.
I think he was giving his roster and his coaches time to actually learn the players that he had on roster before, like really, really clean the house. And I ain't got really nothing bad to say about what he done because I can't name you the last time I could look at our roster and say, yeah, we got 6, 7, 8 D tackles. That's 300. I don't think I
Remember we had the plug. Now don't show yourself short. We had the plug.
It's always funny though to me because it's like it doesn't depend. It doesn't matter which year it is. We never poo-poo the moves until we see they don't work. Like everybody that we got before this, we was excited about them motherfuckers too. I was sitting here saying Davion Riley. I'm like, this motherfucker's coming from Vanderbilt, but everybody's like, he's got experience. He went to Vanderbilt. Got to be smart. He runs the 40s and da 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 da. Now the motherfucker's going. Everybody like, every fucking year, like you bring in a guy and everybody's excited until that motherfucker ain't showing up on the field. That's the funny part.
Right. That's why that's why when we were talking about getting the kid from Michigan State. Now he has production, right? He's averaged like 40 tackles a year. But we put up the highlights and we look at it like Kyle's saying, and we get happy. And then so I go in and got Harrison Hunt highlights from 2 years ago, from 2021.
And we didn't have a D tackle that did that to Rutgers though.
So what? When Harrison Hunt got on the field, he was the best thing goddamn smoking.
Right. Now, if you're looking at somebody's highlights, it's hard to tell. Now, you can't argue his production, but Harrison Hunt is bigger than him. And I don't know, maybe he played more snaps than Harrison Hunt. But like Cal just saying, it's kind of like simmer down, like, you know what I'm saying? The next guy is always the best guy, seems like. But yeah, we're looking at highlights. Like if you look at any one of their highlights, see, if you look at Jaden Wayne, he had highlights.
That's true.
I mean, the production can't be denied. He averaged like 3 sacks a year. But all I'm saying is he may be a smaller Harrison Hunt with more snaps. That's all I'm saying.
I'll take that.
You take it?
Yeah.
Kyle, man, what you thought about? What's your take on the going to get transfers, right? And having guys on your roster that gets pushed back, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get a guy that has more experience, may not be better, may not be more talented, but he just caught more balls, had more opportunity. He was the guy that went to Houston. And your guy came here, and you know, what's your take on that?
My take is it's always going to be specific to your school and your roster, right? So I'm looking at it from a standpoint of Miami standpoint, and to me, I didn't want us to overdo it in the I mean, there's different aspects of it, but I just didn't want to overdo it in the portal, right? So like we understand everybody saying coaches being on hot seats, blah 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 blah. But I said it before, Mario ain't gonna be on the hot seat. Miami's not gonna fire him and eat his contract. It's just not gonna happen, right? Not this early. So to me, it's like you have to have an eye for the future as well. Like, get everybody saying, well, we're doing whatever we do today, and then we'll look at tomorrow. You got to have an eye for the future as well. So when you bring it in, this is just an example because I don't know who's good, great, or in between. So when you bring in the Sam Brown, right, and let's just say you bring Brown is going to be your starter, then you push back. What's my boy? My 6'4" Horton. You push him back now, right? So now he's got to fight for snaps, and I'm not anybody. But now it's like, okay, now I fight for my snaps, which means Ray got to fight harder for his snaps, and that means Robbie got to fight harder for his snaps too. Nothing wrong with fighting hard for your stuff, but now it's just like, God damn, everybody get pushed back a little bit when you have guys behind the guy you're bringing in that could potentially be better than him. So you have to weigh that risk reward because now it's like you can alienate the whole room because you oversaturated it. So now it's like Ray like, God damn, where am I get my numbers from? Robbie already can't get on the field. Then JoJo's like, God damn, I am putting in work here. You know what I'm saying? The Horton is like, I put the work in here. So it's kind of like, so that's just something that you have to weigh. So my opinion on it is if you're bringing in a Cam Ward at every position, that's a different goddamn story. A bitch can't say nothing but, oh shit, yeah, I understand that. But if you're bringing in, I'm saying if, right? Because I'm not watching these guys, but if you're bringing in guys that can just be, quote unquote, come in and start and just be filling the starters, then I think you may kind of upset your balance and you kind of upset your future because now you're alienating certain kids or whatever, and you're pushing major talent that you just got and haven't even given the chance to get on the field and show what they have. So it's a balance in that. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know what's in Mario's mind. I don't watch him. Mario may be feeling like, man, this is it. We can go for it. I need these seasoned guys. I can keep these guys under control. I ain't worried about them. We get these seasoned guys in here. We're going to get this year over with, and we're going to do it big. That's what he could be thinking, and he could be right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to poo-poo the moves. I'm just saying you do have to be careful about just looking at the shiny object, the new toy, oversaturating the room. Those things you do have to kind of weigh it. So I don't like overdoing it in the transfer portal, but we have to just wait and see how it plays out.
I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like he ODing a little bit, but at the same time, he know. I don't think there's something he'll do every year. He know he only got one shot with Cam, so it's like I might OD it a little bit, but I feel like that's a risk he willing to take because he know after this year Cam gone and he might go get a good quarterback next year, but it ain't gonna be no motherfucking Cam. So.
Street, have you had any word with any of the players? Like, are they saying something about it, or feeling a certain way?
About
guys,
about guys transferring in.
Yeah, like are they feeling some type of way? Like, I mean, you can share whatever you can share, of course. If you can't share,
don't answer that. But I'm gonna say it like don't answer that. But I'm gonna say it like this.
We'll talk about it when we get off.
It's
oh my God!
Right. It's human nature. It's human nature. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing where you can't help it. You're a human being. You can't help but like my boy was saying earlier. Now, like some people overvalue themselves. Some people aren't looking at themselves in the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's good or bad. So if a guy's like, I'm a high 4-star, I'm a high 5-star, how dare he bring somebody in? He may be right or wrong on that. But it's human nature to sit there and maybe feel like that's in their kids, right? 19-year-old kids with their heads blown up, they're probably thinking like, man, fuck this shit, man. Try me bringing in another, you know what I'm saying? It's human nature. They just got to settle in and grow up and look at the situation properly.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like they overvaluing themselves or they too caught up in the recruitment? And because they're going to tell you whatever they got to tell you to get you there. Do you feel like they just overvaluing themselves or they overvaluing the recruitment and the shit that they telling them? Because they all telling them, oh yeah, you could be a day one star. We'll find a way to work you in. Go ahead, Gabe.
Right, and I just go back to saying that it's just human nature, right? And you talk about 19-year-old kids and stuff, they're gonna have the big head they supposed to. So I'm not saying anybody does or doesn't, but if they do, you got to understand it. 18, 19 years old, you a 4-star, you got motherfuckers, goddamn Kirby Smart flying helicopter to your school and banging on your door. Yeah, you're gonna think you the shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it's gonna happen. Now, this is why we always say things like fathers are important. Because you need a Brandon Took to sit there and say, boy, sit your ass down. They're not mistreating you. Take your ass up there and you work hard. Like, the Heat probably going to wake his son up at 12 o'clock at night and say, you see they went and got Sam Brown, get your ass out there and run some gas. Because he old school like that. So you gotta have the right kind of community around you to control that type of shit. But it's gonna happen. It's inevitable, man.
But I want to chime in
think this is.
I want to chime in on that too. I think another part of it is this, man. From the coaching aspect, the whole other side of it. We talking about the players, but on the coaching side, you got to look at this thing too. Players jump in this motherfucking portal like it ain't nothing. Like they ain't thinking about the future. You can sit there as a coach and try to talk to them, tell them, give them guidance and all that. But as soon as some shit don't go their way, they bouncing out. So you kind of put your hands kind of behind your back where you kind of like, man, fuck it. I gotta run this shit like a fucking army now. I gotta have so many seniors. I gotta have so many juniors. I gotta have so many sophomores. And I really need to have more. If I got 2 senior wide receivers that can lead, I need to have at least 4 to 6 juniors and sophomores. Because these motherfuckers might just up and go. I might have 3 of them just up and go on my ass. I still need to have 2 of them bitches that's still proven. So that's why I went against the Sam Brown pickup. Because I'm looking at the roster like, shit, you got Jacoby can lead, you got motherfucking Strupple can lead, then you can fuck around, and then you got Robbie, what my little man name, JJ number 5, and yeah, you got like 4 dudes that run the same position behind them. 2 of them motherfuckers up in lead too. So now you stuck. The thing is, you bring Sam Brown in, he's sophomore. He's still a sophomore. So if you look at it now schematically, okay, Xavier and what's my name? My other guy, he lead. Now you got Horton and Sam Brown and motherfucking JoJo. All them boys sophomores or juniors. So you strong still. Same thing with the linebacker position. You kind of had to kind of weed out Pulliam because you brought in 4, 5 linebackers last year. The system you running ain't really feasible for all of them. So you got to clear that room out. You might as well bring your veteran in because 2 of the other ones, the low guys, might leave next year. You never know. So it go both ways, man. And you, like you said, we ain't got daddies in these boys' ears talking to them, telling them, listen, man, sit your ass down and work. So I'm looking at that portal. Now, maybe eventually it should have pan out money-wise, like Street was saying, and everything can kind of, come to a head. But right now, it's a battle, really. I think it's turmoil in every university right now.
I think it should be exactly like it is now. When you look at it, like what Mario's role is to bring in top quality talent every single year, and it's up to the assistant coaches to, in my opinion, I think it's up to them to sell their group on why you need to come in and work hard. Like, yeah, we brought Sam Brown in, but look, if you Ray or you JoJo, like, man, bust his ass every day in practice. Be the first person in, the last person to leave every day. And I'm kind of old school in the sense that, like, it's going to be decided on the field in practice. Like, if you come in and you bust the person in front of you, if you bust their ass every single day, I don't give a damn what you came in NIL wise. If you bust their ass every day, them coaches see that, and you make them pay attention. You make them pay attention.
That don't happen though. What happens when that doesn't happen? When TVD? Not to cut you off, but what happens when that doesn't happen? When TVD gets carte blanche to do whatever he wants to do, right?
When you bring in
what's the fucking boy from Albany Great Danes? When you bring in him, and he's automatically thrust into a role that he didn't have to earn. When you have other, and that's the thing. So you're gonna have money's gonna play a part in this. So it's not all. We all kind of old school here, but that's why a lot of people. That's why you see guys like leaving the NFL early, right? The political game, and it's there in college too. So when you have boosters that have shelled out this money for this, that, cat, and the third, you can't go to them and say, "Man, I gotta bench this motherfucker," while asking y'all for more money. You got to play that motherfucker. You got to play that shit through. While this guy that's got some potential and some talent has got to sit there on the fucking bench and rot. And then he's got to make a decision like, man, this shit ain't right. I am busting my ass. I am out here with Bane, and I am, because you not that he's in that predicament, but you can't tell me Ray didn't come in as a freshman and bust his ass like Bane. They still could barely sniff the field. Now Restrepo was in front of him, so that's a different story. So I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you an example. There are guys that come in and and this is every program. It's not Miami. There are guys that come in and they bust their ass, but it's some unfair shit going on in front of them. Because just like you said, these coaches aren't all good people. And these coaches can't even play the game sometimes the way they want to play it. Because you got the boosters that are in charge. And I've heard that shit at damn near every school, even schools like fucking Georgia. So, you have to look at all that stuff.
Yeah, we can't.
I agree with
be
you.
Old school, but we can't be too naive to the bullshit that come with the politics and the egos when it comes to these schools. They can be working as hard as they motherfucking want to, but when that money get involved and all that shit get real motherfucking sticky.
Yeah, man. But what's the
agree with
alternative? Oh, I was gonna say, what's the alternative? Like you jumping in the portal and you might get stuck in there.
No,
and
you know what's the alternative? Go to a smaller school.
But these kids don't want to do that. We just
and that's
talked
the
about
fucking problem. They got too much
It is
of
the
ego.
problem.
Go to a smaller
And that's
school, get on the fucking field, and then you go somewhere else.
And that's the next problem that no one's talking about is expectations on both sides. Like who's expecting what? Like, is coaches being transparent? Is players getting the real and are they understanding what their decisions are going to cost them?
Well, Brown said they weren't telling them shit. So
who said that?
Ja'Carry Brown.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I think maybe the quarterback position maybe is a different animal in itself because, when you look at every other position, most of the time, a lot of it's going to be decided, and they're gonna recruit multiple players at that position each year. Whereas a quarterback, they may only take one or two quarterbacks. So that's, the example I'm giving about busting somebody like quarterback is. A lot of times that's different. That's a different scenario. But offensive linemen, they're gonna bring in 4 offensive linemen every year, or wide receiver. They may bring in 3 or 4 wide receivers every year.
And can we be honest? Like, I'm not even trying to be on Miami's side here because I'm a fan, but what player has left us and we're like, oh shit, we just let that guy walk out the door?
JB.
Shit, I'm saying that's gonna be Kurt. I'm telling you, that's gonna be JB in a couple of years.
I agree. He might be that player, but who has been that player?
I think we were just in a run with running backs for a minute, right? I think we would have took Don Chaney back a month ago.
No. He just left. I'm talking about guys that left in the last few years, and we're like, damn, he's balling over there.
Kobe Young.
Wasn't it DJ Johnson?
Kobe Young. Nobody wanted Kobe Young to leave.
Kobe finna start this year. He gonna be the one.
But in the last SMU and get 6 sacks or somebody.
The only guy I can think of right now.
I think he got 10.
Yeah, that's
what Elijah Roberts. Didn't he get 10 sacks or some shit like that?
Yeah, we could have used him last year. We could have used him last year.
Yeah, even DJ Johnson, he went second round.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Right.
I was gonna say Gus Edwards.
But no, let me ask y'all this: when we're talking about that, when we're talking about the question that we're talking about, or whatever, we're giving examples. And I understand what you're saying about the quarterback that may be unique, but that's a thing that happened to a guy like Devin Hester. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that kind of shit happen. It's just that he was so goddamn talented. What he was allowed to do turned him into a Hall of Famer. But for whatever reason the coach had in his mind, that same thing happened to Devin Hester.
Who was
shit? Boy, we would have been sick.
Who was his position
We
coach?
would have been fucking sick.
Hell yeah, we would.
I don't know, but his head coach was Randy Shannon, and his head coach made that call.
Yeah.
Oh, we tried Devin Hester at every position, didn't we? I thought we tried him at running back, receiver, and corner.
No, we spot him at every position. We didn't let him develop at any position. They just were trying to get him in and get the ball in his hand. Yeah, so we never tried to really develop him.
Yeah, he only started on special teams.
So Kyle, I would say this: you walk in a very thin line, and like I think the strength of the position coach being able to sell his players on the fact that everybody's going to be given an equal opportunity. Everybody's got to come in and work hard for it. Like, it's up to, well, I shouldn't say it's up to, a lot of it falls on the position coach to be able to sell his group on the fact that everybody got the equal opportunity. If you come in and work the hardest that you can work, it will be rewarded in playing time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I would say probably most of the time in college sports, prior to the NIL and the money being involved, most of the time it's worked itself out. We're in a whole different realm right now because there's money involved and there's NIL and there's like a coach is looking at, well, I'm throwing a number out. We're paying this dude $400,000 and he's not getting on the field. I got this booster who's footing the bill. He's saying, why ain't he playing? Like, that's something that probably we're dealing with now that maybe, we weren't dealing with so much 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, but we also in a smaller world with social media where these kids ain't got to listen to these fucking position coaches. They're getting in one of these dudes' DMs that play the same position and they'll holler at one of them, especially if they in a portal or already on left already. So yeah, that's true. But shit, these kids can holler at each other and find out what's going on. Because coaches ain't gonna tell you.
See, that's why
get there.
But that's why I'm much more of an advocate of, just in fairness, in all fairness, I think this fucking school should be paying the kids and not these boosters, right? But the schools and the coaches at least should see it my way too, because if you do that, if you're sharing revenue and you're getting paid by it takes the boosters out of the equation totally. So you won't have a TVD situation or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The kids the school should be paying. That way the coaches are in control and the boosters have nothing that they can do, nothing that they can push, nothing that they can say.
That's true. I agree.
We're not the only ones with a booster problem. Everybody has a booster problem.
Yeah. That would be the best case scenario. You take the boosters out and it falls on the coaches making the decision on playing time. But yeah.
I don't know if not to change the subject too much. I don't know if y'all done touched on this the last Discord. But did y'all see the highlight when Brown got into it with his teammate?
A highlight he got.
What the?
Yeah, nigga.
What the fuck was that? Honestly, it seemed like he was in the wrong. But what that seemed like worse than Jacoby George. What was that shit about?
Explain what happened. Didn't he get hit by his teammate or something?
They was pushing him out
the sideline.
They was pushing him out the huddle. It was more than one of them. They was pushing him out the huddle. And then when he went to the sideline, the dude that was in the fucking huddle, he left the fucking huddle and went to go to jump on his ass. Then the nigga just went on the bench and he was crying and shit.
I don't know what happened. I just seen the tape. I have no idea what happened or what caused it.
That shit looked crazy. I'm like, what the fuck did he do?
Yeah, it looked crazy. Yeah.
It looked crazy as fuck. I'm like, was it about to be in the game and he about to get a penalty or something? But it was like they were just tired of his ass. Fool just jumped on him.
Yeah, he caused the game. He got a 15-yard penalty that caused the game. There was in the
goal.
They
lost?
Yeah, there was in the goal.
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. That but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, he caused the game.
Man, I feel like I don't know, they must not like that boy the way because I've seen players call teams a game. I ain't never seen nobody react like that. He
Yeah,
must have
that's
been
some
doing some
shit.
dumb
Like
shit.
they were
Yeah.
fed up with like he been on that type of shit. And that one actually cost him the game. So they were like, okay, it's your time now. You on your head.
But a lot of times you'll see the teammates kind of rally behind the guy if he makes a mistake like that. But I've never seen that happen.
But I don't feel like
Makes
they
you
were
wonder.
fed up with him though.
Shit, why you don't?
Because on
That
if
was
you look
hard
on
push,
what's
bro.
called, there's a couple of players was pushing back. Like when we got Sam Brown, there was like I guess saying he was gonna be a problem. And a lot of the players over there at Houston were pushing back, was like, nah, you better ask the players over here about him. Like they were saying good stuff about him out the door. So
Yeah.
I think it was just one bonehead mistake and it would cost the game. So you heat it, especially when you're a captain. And you see when they pushed him on the ground, half of the team was like getting him up, still trying to coach him. They ain't do like TBD and let him sit back there by himself. They went
Yeah,
and
they
they
were
still was
talking to
talking
him.
to him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that they were fed up. It was just that heated up a game, and he caused it. And you react in a moment, but when on his way out, them players were saying some real good things about him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we ain't trying to say he a bad kid or nothing like that. It's just that was pretty extreme moment on it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I
Like
just
I've
want to know
never
what the
seen
fuck that was about. Yeah, it was. It was the only thing I done seen. So yeah, I wasn't trying to say
But it
he
was a
was
stupid
fucked up.
penalty.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
stupid
crazy
penalty.
to see.
He got tangled up with somebody, and it was like a Kobe George. He reacted on that field, and it caused them a penalty. So it was a dumb penalty. It was a penalty you could have avoided, should I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a dumb penalty. I ain't taking that from him. But I don't think he as bad of a character as people paint him to be.
Is this it right here?
I'm not gonna click that stream because it's gonna slow my shit down.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I know sometimes I'm gonna say this though about that situation. You gotta kind of look through it too. Like it's good to have kind of got on Rambo for it. I'm like, nah, he's doing what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. He's doing he's doing y'all job.
Exactly.
So sometimes you gotta like that kind of accountability.
Could y'all see that video, KB?
I didn't see it.
I told you I wasn't gonna click the stream. It's gonna slow my,
hold on, I'm gonna try to put
it's
up.
gonna slow my thing down.
That was kind of wild.
You trying to put it on YouTube?
No, I'm putting it up right here in the.
Put it in.
You seen that shit, Street?
Yeah, I
that
said
shit was
so.
crazy, ain't it?
I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I didn't see it when you just played it.
Nah, that was kind of wild.
It was. That was a damn. That bitch gave me whiplash looking at that shit.
Yeah.
They said it. Okay.
Nah, man, it's third quarter. It's 11 minutes.
Oh shit.
And you see, they talking to him. They trying to console him.
Nah, you're right. That's third quarter. That's 11 minutes to go. They was fed up with him. That didn't make them lose no damn game.
But they made it seem like it was the last play of the game when they were talking about it on.
He reacted like he was the last play of the fucking game. Shit.
He sure did. Damn. Well, and there's only like one or two people. It's just a coach and somebody else over there consoling them. So, they was tired of his shit that day. Whatever, whatever happened.
Who y'all got, George or Brown in the fight?
George, man, I'm going with George.
I got George. Cause Brown will get jumped. I don't think he's from around here. So.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Nah, that was wild, bro.
Oh, for real.
Yo, what was that about?
The day, I'm like, damn.
Somebody in the comment section says football. This stuff happens all the time. No, the hell it don't. Not like that.
Not like that.
Not during the game.
Not like that, homeboy.
No way.
That dude ran off the field and pushed his ass down, and everybody looked at Brown like they didn't. You know
Yeah, they come.
Wait, did he get a personal foul call on his own teammates though? I'm trying to.
I ain't see no flag on the plate just now.
Yeah, they threw a flag.
They threw a flag on his own
It was a
team
flag
fight?
before. It was,
Come watch it one more time.
was it, or was that when he was walking
Let me
to the
watch.
field?
Let me see that one more time.
Watch one more time. Let's see.
Wait, so he made a play. So what happened?
Oh, there go the flag. Okay.
When did they throw the flag? Like my YouTube is a little bit behind, y'all.
They're not showing it. I just seen the say flag, but
so where?
No, I know a flag was thrown. I just want to see, was it before he came off the field, or was it
it was
the
before
fight?
he came off.
Oh, okay. So he hadn't already got a penalty. Somebody probably, I don't know. Maybe they tried to get the sub out, and he went sub out or something.
That's kind
of because he's not supposed to have his helmet off. I know that much.
They call it unsportsmanlike conduct. They did. And what was he?
But why do you take his helmet off?
They say he was in a scuffle, so he probably got it knocked off.
Oh, so that's not
okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming though. That don't look like no quarterback.
That pushed him?
He ain't got no look. Might be. He ain't got no gloves on.
See his number. I had to see his number.
Like 18.
Yeah, I think right.
He ain't got no gloves on. That might be the quarterback.
He was tired of his shit. Before that or something.
Nah, it was that play.
Nah.
It's not showing in the camera.
I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it.
On?
They said it was
stuff on? Hold on. A scuffle.
He was fighting somebody.
Oh, the guy stepped over him. What? What the?
I don't like that.
Does Mario know about
it says.
Huh?
Does Mario know about this?
No, sound like the title talk about Sam Brown. Houston fights teammates. He didn't fight them. They fought him. He was a victim. Yeah, man was assaulted.
Yeah, it's not showing it, but he said it was a scuffle. So he must was fighting with somebody.
Stepped over him, but wait. Oh,
the quarterback got number 3. That ain't the quarterback.
That must have been a tight end then.
Well, I can only think that they at the goal line. They down 28-14, right? And he gets
and they automatically cost him a flag.
Right. Versus Kansas, who ranked in are they ranked in the nation? Is Kansas ranked in the nation?
I don't know, but they're a bigger school than they are. They, you know what I'm saying? Kansas undefeated at the time, so maybe they just.
No.
His teammates reacted like this is something he does all the time.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that motherfucking game. Okay, y'all 15 yards back, but if y'all driving, go ahead. Y'all got 2 quarters.
Murto say I played football my whole life in South Florida. That push was something serious.
That was deeper than
it was.
Yeah.
Yo, they was sick of his shit, yo.
He said, "Did Mario see this?" Yeah, wow.
No, he definitely went under the radar.
I think
everybody on the team.
I don't think it's a red flag or nothing, but it's just like, damn.
Yeah, ain't in the world.
I'm probably more upset that I ain't even lie. If I was coach, I'm probably more upset that you let somebody push you. Like, why do they think they can push you like that? What's going on?
No,
that's what I'm thinking about.
I think somebody should have did that to Jacoby. We probably needed somebody to do that to Jacoby last year.
Probably.
Nah, Jacoby would have went off.
Probably do, but I wouldn't expect you to take it, bro.
I'm mad.
I wouldn't expect you to take it.
Just whining.
Yeah. I think that's bothering me more than anything. He ain't going to the he's still talking about the shit, the play over, the penalty. Like, bro, fuck, that's what bothered me the most.
He's sitting there crying like he
I
just
think nobody.
he just got a beating from his mama or something. You see?
Why y'all bullshit? Why y'all bullshit? And that's what the fuck we need on our team.
We need the motherfucker that pushed them.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need on our team.
Yeah, they think we soft.
Well, we got rid of him as soon as Mario came. We told Nestor to get the fuck up out of here. Yeah. But again, like I said, I just want to know why the fuck they felt like they could push you like that. They were like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Right. We had James. James wasn't going for that shit. James was a bully.
Right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, we need that because niggas be trying us pre-game. Like, I be mad.
Right,
I'm like, when the fuck they ever thought Miami was this fucking soft? Niggas be trying us now.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Go ahead and put Michael Reddick in the game. Let him knock a nigga head off, and he can go sit the rest of the game. But
it's like they didn't see Merriweather throw the helmet at somebody.
And that shit was 18 years ago. They don't remember that shit.
And they won't try that shit after the game. They do that shit because they got the refs right there. That's why they won't do that shit after.
Yeah, they weren't doing it like that before. God damn. I get it though. They on some sucky shit, but they think we saw.
I do think what you said is right though. Well, I think what you said is right. I do think, and I said that during the season last year, Mario do need to let them go.
All right, and that discourse stream. We're gonna close up right here, man. We want to be a feeling, want to be a positive. Link right here in the comments. Link at Twitter. On Twitter. Link at the top of Twitter. Become a business. It's different. You can be bronze, silver, or I think platinum. We just try to let and this type of stuff we talk about, type of conversations we have in our membership. So we want to be a winner. I'm putting in the comment section. Thank you all for listening. Street. Let's see. There's the link in the comment section. And it should be in the description. Got 1,500 people here, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, especially on Twitter, man. Hit the like button for us. We'll see y'all next